So what we're doing here is we're replacing this Cummins 8.3 water pump. Got a little weep hole and it's leaking right back there. Maybe I can help you see it. It's weeping right back there. That's where, when the bearing starts to go, you can tell. So it's got a little bit of water on it. So I got the new one and we're gonna get started. Okay, so this hose right here goes down into that thing, which I thought was a filter. That's no filter, that's a heater. Goes back up in there and there's a shutoff valve. But apparently this thing right there opens up. So when I put pressure on that hose to pull it off, it popped open and it just started flowing. So now I got a mess. Okay, I'm about to undo this belt here. I'm gonna take off. These are 10 millimeter, 1, 2, 3. Coolant is trickling now. Of course it is. So I'm gonna shut this off so it doesn't trickle anymore. And good, wish me luck. Okay, this 300 PSI hose is so brittle, it just broke. So it's Instagrip 300 PSI, it's 20 years old probably, water pressure 5/8. So that's what I need to get. Alright, so I'm gonna undo this tensioner belt like this. You go like this and you just undo it, takes the tension off it. But I want to pay attention to how this belt is wrapped around here so that I can put it back on. It only goes on one way, but if you don't pay attention, it's not as easy as it appears. Okay, the pump is out. We're gonna Scotch-Brite that surface. Coolant just stinks. So I think I gotta get some coolant underneath there. Oh yeah, it's puddling. Okay, so here's the old one. It looks like they line up, the pulleys line up. And looks like they might be the same size. Keep my fingers crossed. The new Cummins one has a plastic impeller. This one has a metal impeller. And yeah, look at that weep hole. It's been weeping for a while. So it's all cleaned up now. I'm gonna put a little antifreeze on it and slide it in. Okay, she's all back together, kinda. So we torqued those down. I had Brian the mechanic show me how much. He said the O-ring does a lot for it. I was able to get paint on it. Belt looks good, it's in there. And got most of the coolant up out of it. It looks pretty good. Let's see, get it in there. Still a little bit in there. I'll get it with this rag here. What a disaster. I still got to put this hose attached to there. Okay, so I need a little light because I'm trying to get this silly thing off. I don't know what you can see there or not, but I'm working right here. Let's see. Can you see what I'm working on? Can you see? Can you see what I'm working on? I can't see it either way, can you? Who knows? What I'm working on is this piece right here. Trying to gently trim away at it because it's old and rotted. And so it won't do nothing good. So I'm just trying to peck away at it gently without damaging the brass fitting that's under there. So when I put the new one on, it goes on without a hitch. It sounds easier than it is. Ooh, there's a nice piece. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Trick is just nice and easy. Don't rush. It's nice and easy. Just nice and easy. Check it now. Check it now. No, it doesn't want to come out. It's alright. If it doesn't come out, we'll just keep on going. So this is the line that goes to the heat pump. So let's say you're in Alaska or even New Mexico or Albuquerque or anywhere where it freezes. Gotta keep up a coolant pump going so that the engine can actually start, and you know the metal will be up to temperature. If it's like 20 below, the diesel won't want to go. So this is for a coolant pump, which is right down there. Coolant heater pump. Let's try that. Nope. So when I went to, this is just all old, so when I went to take it apart, the coolant pump just freaking came apart in my hands when I was trying to pull on the hose. So now I'll end up getting a new heater pump, and in the meantime I'm just going to jumper this because we don't need to heat the coolant or plug in the generator. Also, that would be if you were involved with, let's say, medical standby or something. Oh, it feels like it's coming out. Yep. Yeah. Santa Maria. All right. Old, brittle, no good hose. And now we'll go ahead and put it on there. Looks like a good surface. I think I got my fancy hose here. One thing I like to do with water pumps is I like to, saw this before, it's like if you can't use one clamp and get it right, these guys used 2 clamps, and I thought, what kind of crap is that? You gotta lube it a little bit. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna just put this down. Okay, all done. Wiped up all the coolant, put some pig mat down. Okay, the final thing we do is we fill up the radiator. This is the last gallon. 5 gallons of Xerex and 5 gallons of distilled water. And then I'll top it off after we get it running and see where it settles. 10 gallons came out of it, so 10 gallons should go back into it, and that looks like 10 gallons right there. All right. Also check the ground, make sure you don't have a flood. That's from the distilled water, that's all that is. Couldn't get gallons of distilled water, and I'm not going to say the reason why. Everybody's been telling us why we can't get anything. So I had to go to 3 stores to get distilled water, and they didn't even have gallons. I had to buy the 2.5 gallons. There it is. All right, 13-pound cap. Superficial rust, not a big deal. The overflow bottle might have some weepage, but it doesn't look too bad. This is a DC generator also. AC, DC, baby. So we just started it. Oh God, engine temp is nothing. Oil pressure always shows over 80. It's got the right amount of oil in it. I think there's something funny with it. So we'll go up here, take a look inside. No leaks there. The radiator looks good. Good old girl. Good thing is there's not a puddle of coolant. This hose today, that's the return line. It had some superficial cracks. Brian, number one, was nice enough to help me with that. Put some paint on the thing right there. Might do that later. Black, I painted it. So, actually, out the pressure yet. Pressure on it, let's see what happens. Just come open. Oh, she's a beauty. She's one in a million. G11. I think we can do better than that. It's got G11 right there. So now we're making electricity. What are we at? I think we're in single phase 12240. 242. Should be nothing on those. That's good. Looks good. Replaced all those screws up there, so now the panel's real nice and tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One borrowed. This latch is not staying like I would like it. I think it's because it's just barely hitting, so I don't know what I can do to make that better, except make it longer. I have to work on that. along the way. Let's see what we're doing here. Trying to get it to come up to temperature. Before she was leaking from here. That's where the weep hole is, and now it's not leaking, so that's really good. Looks like I noticed the turbo where the oil goes back into the block. It looks like it's got a little puddle it's creating there. I'll have to figure out why that's happening. Oh, and it's got caught now. The water's flowing. That's good. Thermostat must have opened up. Let's see what it opened up at. This thing always runs really cool. I've never had it at 200 degrees. So right now it's not even off its mark. Engine temp is not even reading anything. I don't know why. It still says 100. But maybe it just 100 I can feel through the pipe. So let's let it go a little bit, try to get it 125, 150. Because pipe's warm, I guess I'll wait a little longer. What's the temperature at now? It'll be fine. I'm just, yeah, she's not even warming up yet. Feels hot. Actually, it feels kind of hot. She should be doing something. Let's see. see, battery, oil pressure. It's on, I wonder why. Seems a little warm on the block, but not too bad. Something different now. Well, that's good. We're at temperature. It was the inlet I was grabbing. That was cool. Engine temp. Yeah. Well, that gauge may be creeping up slowly. So it is circulating, and the temp gauge only says 100 degrees. Huh. Oh well, we'll figure it out.